Hey gang, today we are going to do some rockabilly with Race with the Devil by Gene Vincent, Cliff Gallup on guitar. Now you probably have heard of Gene Vincent. He had a huge hit with Bebop-A-Lula, but maybe you haven't heard of Cliff Gallup. Hugely influential. Clapton, Beck, and of course Brian Setzer claim heavy influence by him, and Beck's 1993 album Crazy Legs is actually kind of an homage to Cliff Gallup, so you ought to check that one out. Well, let's check this one out right away, coming right up. All right, well that was with picking everything, as a lot of the players did in the 50s. This next one is with just some pull-offs on the first lick, and it's a lot easier to play. You see if you can tell a difference in the sound. Okay, so there are the two, the one with the picking and the one without the picking. Let's do this now close up. We're going to give you a couple of different views, the one from the front and one from the top, and then we'll break it down line by line. See you in just a second. All right, gang, before we get started, you can download the tab from the link in the description. Might make your life a little bit easier. Now, you might need a little product in your hair, but you don't need an orange guitar. Get a little slapback echo and keep it relatively clean, and let's go. We're going to do the slow-mo first from the front angle, then we'll do it from the overhead angle, then we'll go through note for note. Okay, so here we go. We are going to start out, this is basically an E blues, everything is in the E blues. We're going to start up here in the 12th position. Here is the 3rd fret right here, and here is the 12th. All right, so 3rd, 12th. Here we go. All right, let's go through this note for note. Now, as I said before, it is an E blues, so the chords are E, A, and B. And it also is played up here on the 12th fret, blues box position. However, the similarity ends there, as in the style of the day, they played around with the chords and they played a lot of chromatic notes as well. You're not going to hear a lot of minor pentatonic licks here. In fact, I don't think you'll hear any. So without further ado, let's get to the first lick. There aren't that many of them in this. Here's the first one. This first one is played over the E chord, and it's either fairly easy or quite difficult, depending on if you choose to pick all the notes. Now this is very rock and roll, okay? So you should do what sounds good and feels good. But I'm just telling you, if you want to pick every note, this is not so easy. It's not all that easy, whereas hammer-ons and pull-offs are just pull-offs. It's actually pretty straightforward. Okay, so what is it? Well, you're setting up a little bit, and then what we're going to do is play 15, 14, 12 on the first, and then do the same thing on the second. You do that 3 times. The last time through you play it a little bit differently. You skip the 15 on the second and you just play 14, 12, and end up on the 12th on the first. Okay, so that's the first lick. Here's the second lick. We'll start from the first note of the last lick. It's really an organic lick, but I wanted to break it out. So this is played over the E. Okay, so what we're doing there is we're playing around this E chord, playing the E right here on the first string, first fret, and play. So that's 14, 12, 14 on the third, and back up to 12 on the second. And then this is kind of interesting right here. We're going to bend on the third string on the 15th, just a little bit of a bend. And then 14. All right, so it's like this. Kind of neat, right? You don't hear a lot of that in blues rock. Here's the second phrase. Okay, so nice little double stops here. We're playing the 12th on the first string. Okay, so we're playing the 12th on the first string, and then we're playing 14 on the second, 15 on the first. That's a nice dissonant sound. Then 14, 14, and then 12, 12. So it goes. And then we'll play this. All I'm doing is I'm playing 14 on the second and playing 12 on the first. Okay, then we'll bend up on the 14 on the second. Again, we're playing around with that E chord. You hear a lot of this in the blues and in rockabilly as well, going from that minor to the major. Right? That sort of Woody Woodpecker lick. That part. So we're just setting it up by. Here's the coolest lick, I think. What we're doing is we're just playing octaves, and it sounds like this. And of course, the last thing is going to be playing this. And that's where you're aiming. But the effect of kind of so cool, kind of going up, and the delayed reaction there is so cool. All right, so what we're trying to do is basically just play. And then the next thing is going to be that, right? But instead, what we're doing is on the third string, kind of playing the octave that's related to it. So we're playing one note shy of the B. Here's the B on the fourth, and then we'll play the B on the first string, 7th fret. So third string, 4th fret, first string, 7th fret, and play it in that order. So first the third string, and then the first string. But we're always going to slide into the bottom note, and then do it again. All right, that's that. And then here's the last part. So some nice double stops there. So first 2 strings, 12. And then what we're doing is we're playing the 13 on the third string and the 14 on the second string, and we're lifting up on the second string basically. So we're playing to go to the 12th. So 14, 12, 14, 12, like so. So it goes like this. And then bend that up a little bit. And that's it. All right, gang, well, there you go. Race with the Devil. What a great set of licks to know. I really love that octave lick that kind of goes up. That's just such a cool sound to it. And of course, lots of double stops. Perfect rockabilly stuff. Cliff Gallup, really an amazing player of his day. All right, we'll see you again. We'll see you on down the road.